Person to be here giving any words of inspiration. I'm kind of drowning in everything, as I'm sure a lot of us are. When I think of what's inspiring, I have all those WhatsApp chats and all the stories that are going around, but I'm sure you've heard them also. They're not my stories to tell. They're somebody else's stories, but they are inspiring. So if you're not on any of those chats, I highly recommend you get on them. What really came to mind, I know Rebecca mentioned I have a daughter, thank God, who's serving in Sahel. She is not in combat, so I think I have it a lot easier than other parents of lone soldiers. She sits behind a computer screen. Beyond that, I don't know what she does. She's not allowed to tell me, but that's fine. I know that she's contributing, and that gives us a tremendous sense of pride. What came to mind tonight, I asked Jason, is there, I could just share an idea instead of a story. And the idea that came to mind was that there is a precedent for what's happened. I mean, obviously, there's lots of precedents in Jewish history. But if we go all the way back to the days of the Tanakh, there's a precedent of a Jewish girl who goes out to a festival, right? Liros as Benos Haaretz. And she gets kidnapped and she gets raped. Right? That's Dinah, the daughter of Yaakov. It was a shocking, shocking thing to happen to that family. So it's such a family of prominence that somebody could think that they could just do that to her. And of course, the negotiations begin to take place. And they're very delicate, the negotiations, because Dinah is in their clutches. Right? They want to make sure that she stays safe and that they're able to return her whole, but back to the family. And the negotiations fall through. It's its own story, and it's not exactly parallel to what's going on. But when the negotiations fall through, and they're kind of stuck, and they don't know what to do next, her two brothers, Shimon and Levi, they know what to do. They pick up their arms, they go into the city of Shechem, and they basically murder everybody in order to retrieve Dinah and to bring her home. And their father was not too pleased with their response. The text tells us that he was very upset with them, he was very angry with them, not necessarily because he didn't feel the people of Shechem were deserving of that kind of a punishment, but he felt that, what is the response going to be of everybody else? Well, how are they going to look at us for doing this to them? What repercussions are there going to be against us? And it's a legitimate complaint. And it's a complaint he takes with him even years down the road, at the end of his life when he's addressing Shimon and Levi. But Shimon and Levi had a response to their father. Well, one other point the Medrash makes is that even though he was upset with them, the Medrash says that Yaakov himself picked up arms and joined his sons in the fight. When he saw that he couldn't stop them, he also realized this was something we had to do. But the Torah gives Shimon and Levi the last word in this story. For all of Yaakov's rebuke to his sons, the last word that they say is Hachzona Ye'asa es Achosenu. Should we just let them make our sister into a prostitute, into a zina? Right? Is Jewish blood heifer? Can we let them get away with this? What message is that going to send to everybody else about the worth of a Jew? That they could just come in and abduct her and abuse her and have no repercussions whatsoever. And those words, Hachzona Ye'asa es Achosenu, are repeated over and over and over again throughout Jewish history. I want to quote you just a few of those things, and this will conclude. The Rav, in his famous work, Kol Dodi Dofek, right? Behold, my beloved is knocking. When he talks about the fifth knock, he says this: the fifth knock of the beloved is perhaps the most important. For the first time in the annals of our exile, divine providence has amazed our enemies with the astounding discovery that Jewish blood is not cheap. Revenge is forbidden when it is pointless, but if one is aroused thereby to self-defense, it is the most elementary right of man to take his revenge. The Torah has always taught that a man is permitted, indeed, has a sacred obligation to defend himself. This behavior does not contradict the principle of loving kindness and compassion. On the contrary, a passive position, without self-defense, may sometimes lead to the most awesome brutality. Let us not forget that the poison of Hitlerite anti-Semitism, which made Jews fair game to all, still permeates his generation, which looked with equanimity upon the horrible scene of the suffocation of millions in gas chambers as a normal event that need not be challenged. The antidote for this venom that poisoned minds and dulled hearts is the readiness of the state of Israel to defend the lives of its citizens. Hachzona Ye'asai Esa Husseinu. And one more idea from Menachem Begin, the famous speech he gave after the successful mission in Entebbe. He said, "Now we declare for all to hear, never again. Our generation has taken a solemn oath, consecrated in the blood of our slain mothers, our butchered fathers, our asphyxiated babies, and our fallen brave. Never again will the blood of a Jew be shed with impunity. Never again will Jewish honor be easy prey. The world should know that if anyone, anywhere, is persecuted or humiliated or threatened or abducted or in any way endangered simply because he or she is a Jew, then Israel will marshal all its strength to come to their aid and bring them to the safe haven of their homeland." This is the message of Entebbe. Hachzona Ye'asai Esa Husseinu.